Okay, do y'all remember the honesty box on Facebook? I guess. Do y'all remember Facebook? Anyway, there was once an honesty box feature on Facebook. You could write whatever you want on anyone's profile and they wouldn't know who it came from. All they knew is that if it was in a blue box, it came from a boy. And if it was in a pink box, it came from a girl. This had my college in a frenzy, all until one afternoon where that shit got hacked and everyone got exposed. But it's kind of like that. All right, welcome to Taste Take. If you're new here, today we're talking about the new Netflix documentary, Ashley Madison, Sex, Lies, and Scandal. If that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. Well, I mean, like, not like you're into the sex, lies, and scandal. Like, if you're into that type of content, I guess. But also, if you are into sex, lies, and scandal, also subscribe. Mess my whole damn flow up. For my regular taste takers, look, man, the slogan is, life is short, have an affair. What do you expect? Quick background here. Ashley Madison, Sex, Lies, and Scandal is a new 3-part docuseries brought to you by Netflix. This is directed by a dude named Toby Patton. Toby Patton is an award-making filmmaker who's done a whole bunch of other documentaries. Some of his topics are on Brexit, on COVID, and even Facebook, funny enough. He should have broke down the honesty box if I'm being. Anyway, this series is brought to us by Minnow Films. It was produced by Chris McLaughlin and was executive produced by Fiona Caldwell and Sophie Jones. Whoever those people are, I have no idea. We got 3 episodes at about 50 minutes each, and it's coming exclusively to Netflix on May 15th. All right. Plot time. All right, let's do this. There's no other way to we just gotta get into this. Ashley Madison is a site designed for people who are married that want to have romantic dialogue with people other than those who they are married to. In layman's, it's a site for married people who want to cheat on their partners.
Ashley Madison was ahead of his time.
The vision was to be the largest and only website for married people who wanted to have an affair. When I would go to trade shows, it would say, who's your biggest competitor? And I'd say the Bible.
Ashley Madison launched way back in 2002. The shit is older than the iPhone. It was founded by a dude named Darren Morgenstern. This idiot just took 2 common North American girl names and called his platform Ashley Madison. There's nothing more to it. A couple years into its existence, Ashley Madison gets a new CEO. This is a gentleman named Noel Bitterman. Now, this dude is a real creep, but he did take that shit to the next level. Now, of course, if you join an app like this, you're expecting a certain level of discretion. And everything was going smooth. Husbands was cheating on their wives was cheating on their husbands. Everyone was happy. Well, I mean, everyone except the partners who were at home that didn't know that their partners were cheating on them. But everyone else was happy until one gloomy day in 2015 where Ashley Madison was a victim of a gnarly hack where tens of millions of customer information was at risk and about to get leaked to the whole freaking world. It's like, what did you think was gonna happen? Also, did you know that Ashley Madison was a Canadian company? This gotta be the most un-Canadian thing I ever heard of in all my days. But you know what? I kinda knew there was some freaks. Why do you think Canadians are always so nice? Because they're just sliding around town, getting freaky-deaky in all their providences. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so these idiots get hacked, right? And these hackers don't want money, they don't want fame, they don't want notoriety. They just want Ashley Madison to shut the site down. They're like, look, bruh, we all up in here and we comfortable. Just shut the site down, you got 30 days, or we about to leak all this shit. Now millions of people are collectively shaking in their boots.
Security came up quite frequently. We talked about it, we were worried about it.
Ashley Madison was a cash cow. And then all of a sudden, we got hacked.
So then what happened? Did the site go down? Did the world heal? What made these people even want to go on this site in the first place? And where are they today? Well, now we got a documentary. So what's my take? This is 1000% my kind of documentary. Sex, lies, and scandal? Be still my heart. And listen, I know I've been slipping on my documentary reviews, but I saw this trailer and I knew I had to come back to the fold. I vaguely remember this story from back in 2015, but I wasn't following it so closely. I never really knew what Ashley Madison was. I definitely never been on Ashley Madison. And I don't even, I would never even, I don't know what that's even about. I don't even have the internet. Anyway, I found this to be a very interesting documentary, especially from someone who was not following the case so closely. If you did follow it closely, or if they caught your ass sliding too, you might not get as much from it. But for the rest of us, yeah. Also, I realized that just last year, Hulu released their own 3-part documentary about Ashley Madison. Like, why do they do this? Netflix is such a bully. I bet that meeting was like this. The boss was like, all right, guys, we need some new documentary ideas. Who's got one? And then someone raised their hand like, yo, we could do Ashley Madison. Remember they got hacked in 2015? And then the boss was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Start working on that. And then one of these intern nerds in the back was like, well, actually, Hulu released a documentary on the same topic just last year. And everybody's looking around and everything, the record stops. And everybody, and the boss goes, excuse me, what did you say? Well, yeah, Hulu already did this. Get out of my face right now. You should never even be watching Hulu. You can only watch Netflix. And then the intern goes, well, I wasn't working here when it came out. How would I know? You should always know you want to work at Netflix. And if I ever catch anybody watching anything besides Netflix, I'm leaking all your nudes. So you don't have our nudes. Honestly, what am I even talking about? What am I talking about? All right, anyway. I did watch that Hulu documentary, not back then. I never even heard of it. But because I was doing this, I was like, all right, let me go watch this real quick. It is very similar content to this Netflix one. The Netflix one is way better and more polished. But if you somehow watched that Hulu documentary, you're not gonna learn that much new stuff. It's just a lot of different perspectives with the Netflix one. Okay, where were we? Yes, cheating. Now, of course, the average person watching this is not gonna feel bad that someone who went out to cheat on their husband or their wife got exposed by a hacker. But the documentary does a good job of not vilifying those people who were a victim of the hack. And I know people don't want to call them victims, but they were still a victim of a hack. Their privacy was breached and their personal stuff was exposed. The director of this documentary, remember I told you the dude's name is Toby, he did say in an interview, yes, we know that infidelity is destructive and hurtful, but Ashley Madison had 37 million users at the time of the hack. What is that telling us? Maybe that committing to one person for the rest of your life is really hard. So he had no interest in dragging the people that signed up for the site. He was more interested in finding out what made these people even want to get on this site. What were they looking for? And like most importantly, hearing what their partners had to say. Another thing that was cool about this documentary is that they took some time to kind of break down the cybersecurity aspect of it. In a documentary like this, it would be kind of like an afterthought, but it is kind of important to find out how a big site could get hacked like this. And then when you find out, it's kind of like, okay, yes, that makes sense. But it's just cool to break down like what tools they took to find out who did this, what the conversations were like with the hacker team. They were called the Impact Team, and just trying to negotiate with like faceless figures. It's just kind of interesting if you're into that sort of like the tech side of it, because you're gonna get like the social aspect of it, cheating, whatever, adultery. But then also like if you're kind of like on the nerdy side, you'd be like, all right, cool. Like I understand how this happened and like what companies do, who they hire to try to like crack down on what happened. I'm gonna give Ashley Madison, Sex, Lies, and Scandals 4 stars. And this is 4 stars for people who are like me, who had no idea about the story and had never looked into it, didn't watch the Hulu documentary. It's a lot that I got from this documentary. And another thing, Netflix didn't do what they usually do with documentaries. So this is 3 parts, right? And all the time, Netflix really be having heat in the first like episode and a half. And in episode 3, they're just dragging it out to fill the time. Here in Ashley Madison, episode 3 is the best episode. Episode 3 eats. Getting into Noel Bitterman's alleged transgressions, getting into the conversations with the hackers, and just finding out what the site really was about. Like, I mean, no spoilers unless you was on it. But episode 3. Honestly, I'm just not here to judge anybody. No matter what the site is, it's still not cool to hack it and expose people like this. For example, there was one town where the church released a newsletter with every person in their like jurisdiction that got caught on the site, put their names on a newsletter, and posted pictures of their leaked nudes on said newsletter. I don't know if you guys were paying attention when I said the church did this. What part of the faith is that? Please tell me. Like, did you know people were actually over this? Then you find out that Noel Bitterman was running a skeezy ass site and security was the last thing on their mind and profit was the only thing that they focused on. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are just right now doing a collective, duh, Chris, this is a big tech company. What'd you expect? And call me naive, but is it possible that someone could just run a company and do it the right way in the interest of its users? Or nah? All right, let me just give you one example here because no spoilers. This is not a spoiler, but they talk about it in the documentary, whatever. Ashley Madison had a feature where if you decided that you were done with the platform, you wanted to get off of it and delete your whole entire profile, you could do that for the low, low price of $19. Now, imagine today you get on Hinge and you find love on Hinge and you want to delete your profile because you're about to, hinge with your new lover. And Hinge is like, all right, sad to see you go. That'll be $20, please. Boy, I'll burn this whole shit down. But yeah, if your coworkers wanted to prank you and create an Ashley Madison page for you and you found out about it and you call Ashley Madison to take it down, yeah, that'll be $19. If you found Jesus or Allah or Kendrick Lamar and you just wanted to turn your life around and go back to your partner and you want to just delete all the evidence that you was ever on that site, that'll be $19 too. Ashley Madison was making millions annually from this one delete feature alone. Did you know these boys wasn't even deleting the pages? Nah, they gotta get hacked, respectfully. Then the damn fembots, nah, it's a lot. Episode 3, y'all. All right. Before we wrap up, let me just say 1 or 10 more things. The amount of people that are gonna be watching this from their moral high horse will be exhausting. It's gonna be husbands and wives watching this with their wives and husbands, and they're gonna look at each other and say, babe, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I can't imagine a world without you. I don't even know who would go on a site like this, both pretending that they hadn't already thought about it. Also, to the couples out there, before you go on a site like Ashley Madison, maybe, just maybe, consider talking to your partner about what your desires are. How much do you want to bet that in the history of Ashley Madison, that both a husband and a wife both got on the site separately to cheat on each other? Where just one simple conversation and they could have been having the time of their lives. How much you want to bet? $10? Some guy said in the documentary that love and sex are 2 different things, and I'm inclined to believe him. You just gotta do what works for your relationship. But what does it say when millions of people would rather sneak around on Ashley Madison than just have a simple conversation about their desires and sexual needs with the person that they claim to be their best friend, their life partner, their soulmate? What do I even know? I'm just a dude that makes YouTube videos. I already know people are gonna say this is karma. They're gonna judge and they're gonna scoff at the idea that someone who cheated on their husband or their wife could be called a victim, even if their privacy was compromised. Like a wise woman said in the documentary, you might not have been on the Ashley Madison list, but we're all on a list. So I would just implore you to watch this as judgment-free as possible. As always, thanks for checking out Taste Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know if you got caught on Ashley Madison. No, I'm just kidding. Let me know if you followed this story, if you remember this story, if you plan to watch this documentary. What do you think is going on here? What are your theories? Why are millions of people around the globe willing to risk it all to snoop around with someone else? Huh? What do you think? And let's have an honest and candid conversation and not be trying to judge everybody that got caught on this thing. Because what'd your boy say? Let he who was without sin start throwing rocks first. Something like that. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace. Oh, man. Let me tell you, it's crazy out there. It is crazy. So, I mean, if you're still watching, I mean, this is maybe a potential spoiler. But, I'm watching this documentary and I'm like, oh, I remember Ashley Madison. Man, it's a shame that, 2015, and the site, they took the whole thing down. Would you know that Ashley Madison is up and running to this very day? Oh, yeah. When Ashley Madison got hacked, they had 35, 37 million users, 2015. Today they have 70 million users. I don't got to say it. It's just interesting. I just wonder why people are doing this. Huh.